Welcome to my world. We're going to declutter my pantry closet. We're going to assess the area, take everything out, set it up into zones, categorize everything that came out of it. Anything that can be donated, we'll donate. Anything expired, we'll discard. If it needs any wiping down, we'll take care of that too. Once everything's categorized, we'll put everything back on the shelves using some bins. I am going to use a few bins in the closet because it's a small, tight area, and get as much on the shelf and a clean line as best as we can. And you'll see what I mean as we get into the video. Let's get decluttering. This is my pantry shelf in the closet here. You just heard my husband, he works from home. Everything's going to come out of here. We're going to get it organized once again. I'm also going to move these buckets hanging up at the top of the closet and put them into the bathroom, and then put crates up at the top on the rod there to act as extra shelves. I'm going to do the buckets first. Just another glance at the clutter in here. Before you take on a decluttering project, no matter the size, you should assess the area first and then set it up into zones. There's going to be 5 main zones. Then there's going to be a cleanup zone, a categorized zone, and then putting things back finally. Those are going to be my zones for this decluttering project with that cabinet. I'm going to start first by removing the hangers from the rod area and bringing in the new ones and putting them in there to see how it's going to work first, if I can store bottles up there. I can't really get a full view of where those buckets are, so it's going to be a side angle. I'm going to take them down and take everything out of them and put them onto the dinner table, and then bring in the new buckets before we clear off the rest of the shelf. Hey everyone, we're going to take these buckets down first. I store cereal in them, and then see if we can put the other ones in. I'm going to take everything out of them and get them into a pile. Taking everything out of this container here. Now, because there's chemicals, so they're sealed, I'm going to be wiping them down completely. You should never put food into a bin that's had cleaners in it unless it's cleaned. Plus, it needs a little TLC, as you can see. These are from the Dollar Tree, and they're very versatile. And I keep them clean, and when they're cracked, if the crack's not too bad, I'll keep them. If they're real bad, I put them in the recycle. When you're tackling an area you're decluttering, don't be afraid to try things first. And don't get upset if it doesn't work the first time. As you see here, I cannot get the crates into the closet the way I wanted to, so they will not stay in here. I'm going to try several different ways. You can't get it to face you, the opening, so it's going to have to go up like that on the curtain rod until I can come up with a way so the opening faces out towards you. Then you can layer things in. That holds a ton of weight. It had 5 bottles of 32-ounce cleaning fluids hanging in them in the bathroom on the bathroom rod. So you can put a ton of bottled water up there that is overstock, and it will be fine and not fall. I'm going to put the other one up, and then we're going to start removing things from the shelves. I'm going to use those for water. And now we're going to start clearing everything off of the shelves. Now we're going to remove things from Zone 1, the top shelf, get everything off of them, and take a look to see what we have and categorize what is on the top shelf over at the dinner table. The buckets up at the top won't be staying because they don't work. I'm mom and a wife. I have 2 kids and a gerbil, and there's always something to do in this house. We have a flat. It's a 3-bedroom. The 1 bedroom we don't clean on camera because my husband works with sensitive information working from home. So we clean that one in the evenings and the weekends to keep it nice. We're going to go through all this food. I know a lot of the snacks my kid doesn't want anymore, and some of them have been in there for a really long time. I'm going to check the dates. If they're decent enough, we'll donate them to the senior center. We'll donate them to the senior center up the street. When you're taking on a decluttering project, have bags ready on hand for anything that's expired or you're going to donate. This is my donate bag. And we're going to start putting things in the bag that we're not keeping. My kid told me in text they did not like the things she picked out at the Dollar Tree. So all those snacks are going to go to the senior center up the street and let them enjoy them. And we'll pick out some new ones at Walmart this weekend that they'll have for the summer. However, they still like the fruit and grain bars, applesauce cups, pudding, cheese crackers, not too many of them. She said keep a few bags, donate the rest. And they like the muffins, especially the mini muffins from Little Debbie. This is strictly a snack bin. A couple of cheese and crackers, handy snacks, puddings, applesauce, chewy granola bars, grain bars, unopened boxes, little bites, and some applesauce in here. Easy to get to, easy to grab. Now I'm going to put them out on this main shelf over here. I recently did a video on this. We moved it from the kitchen to this wall. It was up against the wall with the laundry baskets, but moved it to the freezer. Then I did a whole other cleaning video on it, on decluttering and making it more uniform. The Bisquick and the baking stuff is going to go into the closet with the brownie mixes and the cake mixes to keep them organized. And I'm going to put the snack bin where the Bisquick is so my kids can easily grab it. I'm going to take everything off of this silver rack and try it a few different places within this video to see where it works and remove all the items. Silver rack out on the side because the bars keep falling off of it. If you haven't bought it yet, don't. It's a pain. The left one stays really well. It's a utility cart from Walmart that I bought in store. I'm going to put the snack bin on the very top for my kids to grab their snack. Now the bin is on top of the shelf here, and I have a little room here to the right hand side of it. I'm going to utilize the entire bin. I have little Dollar Tree bins here, and I lay my cylinder cans this way because you get 3 and you can stack them, so you get extra room, about 25% more. And it just makes sense to stack them that way. And I do the same thing within the bins too, where it's warranted. Weeding through this pile of stuff, I have a whole bag of stuff to be donated already, so we exceeded our 10 items. The shelving unit, I think I'm going to put on the very top shelf into my little closet for extra storage. It's a nice shelf, but the bars keep falling out. I think it might have been a scratch and dent one, and the pipes don't seem to fit properly with it. So just be careful if you get one like mine, and don't put too heavy of an item on it. The silver shelf on top of the top shelf here, and I can use the front area for things. Just don't block it so you can't get to the silver shelf. Less common used items will be at the top. More common used items towards the bottom, giving me more space. Unfortunately, the bins with the hangers aren't going to be able to fit in here with this rack in here. We'll see how things go. When you're doing things in an area that you're decluttering, never be afraid to keep trying things to make sure it's perfect so you don't have to do it again. Let's test out this silver rack to see if it will work in here as extra space and shelves. Putting the jar stuff down to the lowest because it's most commonly used. My back will be turned to you, and then you'll see shots periodically. Please be patient. The chocolate milk powder is not used that often, so it's at the top. Most common used items like canned mushrooms and jarred sauce are laying on its side. And I can add more, creating more space. I'm going to continue finishing up with the stuff on the table. And then we're going to remove everything from this shelf, the one underneath it. As I was trying to utilize the silver rack here, the bars fell, so it's now completely out, as you can see. And I'm going to put the mixes and all the baking stuff up here. The Nesquik will go to the front, and you'll see a shot as soon as I'm done organizing things. It's a cramped area, and I apologize that my back is in the way. Getting the cans lined up and organized, as you can see here. Time to remove things from zone 2, the shelf down below it, and get everything off, including the bins. Then we're going to have to go through all the bins and categorize everything that came off of this shelf. And whatever can be donated will be donated or discarded. Slowly putting things back, like jarred sauces, vegetables, chickpeas, and green beans and carrots. Moving right along, adding more vegetables, organizing things as I go along. In a moment, we'll take care of the shelf below it, remove those 2 white bins, zone 3, and the canned goods that were directly in the middle, and then the bin of the ginger ale. I'm going to be putting canned beets down on this 3rd shelf. Brought my bin here so I can organize things accordingly to get things cleaned up. The shelves didn't need wiping down, so we can remove a zone. And all the condiments are going to go up with the baked goods because I use mayonnaise when I make rolls on occasion, and mustard with salads and things, so they're easy grab and line of sight as I'm looking at the shelving unit. You'll get a final view of the shelving unit when we're all done. It's looking so much nicer. I am sifting through the shelf here, categorizing everything. I got my baking up here as well as condiments, and I bake with some of the larger cans of the fruit as well as the applesauce. I have a roll recipe that I make with mayonnaise as well as a chocolate cake recipe. All the chocolate chips will go up here as well. Really, the top shelf is going to be all baking and condiments and things, and powders for chocolate milk and baking supplies, canned goods, sauces, and vegetables. And the middle shelf, the bottom's going to house my ginger ale and some of the meats that I have canned. And then the very bottom is going to stay the Nesquiks and Gatorades. We're going to get this uniform and finish up. Putting the bins back, I'm going to make sure that they're lined up and not crooked. And all the cans are in the uniform line of sight. Getting things done and moving along. That entire bag's going to the senior center up the street. The bin can't be reused. It got gross. The shelf fell right apart. So if you go to Dollar General, despite the fact that I loved it, don't take my word for it. Try it. If you don't like it, return it. It's past the return date, so it's just going to go into the recycle bin, and they can use it for scrap parts. These are going to come out for breakfasts and quick snacks. And here is the pantry. Baking condiments and mixes up at the top. Canned goods down to the bottom, some pasta, nice soda, a little bit of bottled water, canned meat. In the middle, on the left, is extra peanut butter and frosting. And then the drinks there. And in those coffee canisters, I keep my flour, bread flour, all-purpose. And I have some behind me with self-rising, as well as the garbage bags. We buy them bulk at BJ's. Please check out my grocery haul video players list. That is it for this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and helping me reorganize my little pantry that I created. The baskets didn't work and the silver rack didn't work. That's okay. Always try things and don't be afraid to remove them if you don't like them or if it doesn't work for you. Make things work for you as best as you can so it's easy for your family. to find things. The bins are great and I love them, but sometimes they just get chaotic and you can't find anything in them. By lining up my cans this time with liked items like all vegetables or all a certain type of vegetables like all carrots or all peas, it makes it easy. It's line of sight. If you say that's all carrots, grab a carrot from the front. Always grab from the front and rotate your stock. We decluttered. I downsized a huge bag of goodies that are going to go up to the senior center that are not expired. Great snacks for them and easy to do foods. When we get to 1,500, we're going to issue out two $10 Dollar Tree gift cards. We are looking for 3 people to give out 1 5 items price pack from the Dollar Tree valued at $6.25. If you're new, make sure you say something to me. Tell me you're new. You need to be U.S. residents and subscribed. If you've been around a while, you already know that you have to be subscribed and a U.S. resident. But if you won in the past 60 days, you're not qualified. You have to wait out 60 days. If you don't answer me within 2 business days, you'll be disqualified. Another name will be chosen. If it's something urgent or extreme, please talk to me and email me at countryboots1268@yahoo.com, and we'll talk and get your prize out to you. Thank you for watching.